Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, why do I look so tired when inside I still feel so full of life? You eat well, you exercise, you keep your weight steady, yet somehow the reflection staring back doesn't match the vibrant woman you know you are. The face feels heavier, the sparkle in your eyes seems dimmer, and your hair, the part you've always thought was just hair, has quietly started adding years to your appearance. It's something almost every woman in her 50s or 60s can relate to. Hair that's thinner and weaker, making your face look drawn. A once trusted hair color that now washes out your skin and highlights fine lines. And a hairstyle you've worn faithfully for decades, which suddenly feels like it's exposing your age instead of softening it. The truth is, many women rush to buy expensive creams or new clothes, hoping to fix what they see in the mirror. But here's the secret. Sometimes the most powerful change doesn't come from a makeup counter or a shopping bag. It comes from your hair, the frame of your face, the part of you that can instantly take years off or add them on. From my perspective as a fashion designer, I've always seen hair as more than just hair. It's part of your outfit. Think about it. You could wear the most elegant dress, but if your hair looks heavy, dull, or outdated, the entire look falls flat. On the other hand, even the simplest jeans and tee outfit can shine if your hair is light, fresh, and full of natural movement. That's why today, I want to take you on a journey to uncover the hairstyles that, without meaning to, are quietly making you look older. To understand why they add years so ruthlessly. And most importantly, to discover the subtle adjustments that can help you look youthful, elegant, and confident, without trying to look like someone you're not. Because here's the truth. You don't need to become anyone else. You just need your hair to reflect the best version of you, the confident, radiant, and endlessly captivating woman you already are at this stage of life. And before we dive in, if this message already resonates with you, I'd love for you to tap that like button and subscribe to Bold After 50. This is the space where we celebrate beauty, fashion, and lifestyle tips designed especially for women like you, women who know that style doesn't fade with age, it evolves. So, let's begin. What are the innocent-looking hairstyles that are secretly adding years to your appearance? Let's take a closer look. Hairstyles that quietly add years. You've probably heard the saying, the right haircut can take 5 years off your face, but the wrong one can add 10. It sounds like an exaggeration, but trust me, it's not. More often than not, it's not our skincare routine or even our wardrobe that's giving away our age. It's our hair. Let's take a closer look at 4 common hairstyle habits many women in their 50s and 60s hold onto, without realizing they might actually be making them look older. 1. The blunt, one-length cut framing your face the wrong way. A straight, blunt haircut might seem like a safe choice. It's easy to maintain, it looks neat, and it feels classic. But once we pass 50, this so-called simplicity can actually become a weight. Think of it like fashion. Imagine wearing a dress with no shape, no pleats, no tailoring, just straight fabric. Instead of flattering your body, it hangs heavy and stiff. That's exactly what blunt hair does to your face. It places a rigid frame around it, leaving no softness, no movement. And when our jawline and cheeks naturally lose a bit of firmness with age, that hard outline only highlights what we'd prefer to soften. Instead of lifting your look, it can unintentionally drag it down. 2. The same old part like wearing a dated outfit. Here's a habit I see all the time, women keeping the same part they've had for decades. Maybe it was perfect at 30, but by 60, it might be doing you no favors. It's the same as holding onto a dress from 20 years ago. You may love it and it may have looked amazing once, but today it's silently aging you. For example, a sharp middle part can make the face look long and flat. That sharpness can feel chic when you're younger, but with thinner hair, it often makes the face look tired. A deep side part, on the other hand, can draw too much attention to one side of the face, highlighting natural asymmetry that comes with time. Bottom line, what once worked doesn't always work forever. 3. Heavy long hair pulling everything downward. I know. Long hair feels feminine, romantic, even powerful. Many women associate it with beauty itself. But here's the truth. Long, heavy hair past a certain age can actually work against you. Think of a long, oversized coat. Instead of making you look taller and slimmer, it can overwhelm you, pulling your whole frame downward. Hair works the same way. Extra long, unlayered hair can drag the eye down, making your features look tired and even exaggerating sagging in the face. And let's be real, hair at this stage of life often becomes finer and drier, so those long ends, they tend to look thin, brittle, and lifeless. The result? Hair that looks heavy on top, empty at the bottom, and a face that seems more tired than it really is. 4. The wrong color, too harsh or too dark. Color is everything. You can wear the same outfit in 2 different shades, and in one you'll glow, in the other you'll look washed out. Hair color works exactly the same way. Many women stick to jet black or very dark brown, thinking it's safe, classic, and age-appropriate. But the reality? Super dark shades can drain the warmth from your skin, making wrinkles and under-eye circles more obvious. It's like wearing a heavy black sweater against skin that no longer has the same glow. It just intensifies dullness. On the flip side, going too light can be just as tricky. Platinum blonde or ashy gray might feel trendy, but at 50 or 60, those shades often leave the skin looking pale, thin, or tired. So while the intention is to hold onto what once worked, the effect is often the opposite. Your hair color ends up aging you without you even realizing it. Now, let me pause and say this. None of this is your fault. Nobody wakes up and says, I want my hairstyle to make me look older. What happens is we get attached to habits. We stay loyal to what once worked, and we don't notice that time has changed the rules. Just like our wardrobes evolve, our hair needs to evolve too. So when you think about it, these 4 missteps, blunt cuts, outdated parts, heavy long hair, or the wrong color, actually all lead to the same thing, a face that looks weighed down, less balanced, and more tired than it should. But here's the good news. You don't need a dramatic makeover. You don't need to chop everything off or go for some edgy color that doesn't feel like you. Often, just a few subtle shifts, like adding softness, movement, or a warmer shade, are enough to freshen your entire look. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. The simple, elegant solutions that can transform your hairstyle into your best accessory. In Part 3, we'll dive into how to redesign your hair, gently, gracefully, and in a way that brings back both youthfulness and confidence. Redesigning your hair subtle, elegant, transformative. Here's a little secret. Sometimes the smallest changes make the biggest difference. You don't need a dramatic chop or a bold new color to look refreshed. Just like adding a silk scarf or swapping into a pair of flattering shoes can instantly lift an outfit, a few subtle updates to your hair can take years off your look, without ever making you feel like you're trying too hard. Let's break down 4 design secrets that can turn your hair into your best accessory at 50, 60, and beyond. 1. Soft layers and light bangs pleats for your hair. Think about a simple shift dress. Without any detail, it can feel stiff and boxy. Add a few pleats, though, and suddenly it drapes, moves, and flatters. That's exactly what soft layers do for your hair. Layers bring natural movement. Instead of pulling the eye down toward your chin or neck, they spread attention evenly across the face, creating lift and softness. And bangs, done right, are like a sheer veil. They don't hide your face, they soften it. A light, wispy fringe can blur forehead lines and make features feel more balanced. For many of my clients, this tiny change alone takes years off their appearance. My rule of thumb: layers and bangs should feel like accents on a beautiful dress, never overdone, just enough to add life and elegance. 2. Switching your part the quickest refresh you'll ever try. Sometimes the simplest change makes the biggest impact. Shifting your part is like swapping earrings or adding a necklace. You're the same woman, but suddenly the whole look feels new. A gentle side part can soften a long face. Flipping your hair to the other side can instantly add volume since your strands aren't used to lying that way. And the best part: it's free, it's instant, and it's proof that you're still evolving with the present moment. 3. The perfect length, the elegance of a lob. Many women hold onto long hair because it feels feminine, and it absolutely can be. But once hair starts to thin, that length can work against you, pulling the face down and looking less balanced overall. That's why I often recommend a medium length, shoulder grazing or just below. The long bob or lob is timeless. It's long enough to feel soft and feminine, but short enough to look polished and light. It's also versatile, where it's straight and sleek for sophistication, or add loose waves for bounce and volume. Think of it like a midi dress, not too short, not too long, but always just right. 4. Color that harmonizes with your skin, your second wardrobe. If the cut is your dress, the color is your fabric. It can either light you up or wash you out. And at this stage of life, harsh or mismatched shades are rarely forgiving. Jet black or very dark brown may feel safe, but they often accentuate lines and shadows. On the other end, icy platinums or ashy grays can drain the warmth from your complexion. Instead, softer, warmer tones tend to be the most flattering. Caramel or honey shades add a sunlit glow. Chestnut or warm brown is classic yet youthful. Silver with shine is stunning for women who embrace their natural gray, bright, modern, and full of confidence. The key is harmony. Just like a perfectly chosen dress color, the right hair shade makes your skin glow and your eyes sparkle. 5. My personal tip: treat your hair like fashion. As a designer, I always tell my clients, your hair is part of your outfit. It deserves updates, tailoring, and little tweaks just like your clothes. Your hair should have a focal point, a layer, a fringe, or a touch of highlight. Softness, movement instead of stiffness. Relevance suited to the woman you are today, not the one you were 20 years ago. Think of your hairstyle as the dress you wear every single day. If it fits your body, flatters your color, and has a touch of flair, it will never fail you. So as you can see, you don't need a dramatic makeover to look fresh and radiant. A touch of layering, a new part, a slightly shorter length, or a warmer shade, that's often all it takes to transform your hair into the crown that highlights your face beautifully. But here's something many women overlook. Even the best haircut or color can fall flat if it's styled the wrong way. Too much volume in the wrong spot, or clinging to old styling habits, can undo all the magic. It's like wearing a perfectly tailored dress but tying the belt in the wrong place. It throws the whole balance off. That's why in the next part, we'll talk about the most common asterisk styling mistakes women make and how to fix them. Asterisk, so your hair doesn't just look beautiful at the salon, but every single day. Styling mistakes that age you and how to fix them. Have you ever finished styling your hair, looked in the mirror, and thought, why do I look older and just a little off? You're not alone. So many women in their 50s and 60s experience this, and the culprit is often volume in the wrong place. Here's the truth. The right kind of lift can take years off your face, but the wrong kind can make you look dated in an instant. It all comes down to where you put the emphasis. 1. Too much volume at the crown, the time capsule trap. One of the most common mistakes is piling volume right on top of the head. Back in the 70s and 80s, big hair was glamorous. But today, that sky-high crown can feel stiff, artificial, and frankly, aging. Think of it like wearing shoulder pads that are way too big. Instead of flattering, they pull the eye to the wrong place and throw off your proportions. Overly teased hair at the crown does the same thing. Instead of lifting your features, it stretches your face longer, highlighting the forehead and skull and often making you look tired rather than refreshed. And when you lock it all in with hairspray until nothing moves, the effect is even worse. Instead of youthful energy, the hair screams stuck in the past. 2. A fashion perspective misplaced focus. In fashion design, placing emphasis in the wrong spot is a disaster. Imagine a dress meant to highlight the waist, but instead, the detail sits at the shoulders. Suddenly, the whole silhouette feels heavy and unbalanced. Hairstyling works the same way. When volume sits high at the crown, it's emphasis in the wrong place. But when you shift that fullness down toward the cheeks and jawline, the whole face lights up. So before you pick up the blow-dryer or round brush, ask yourself, am I adding volume where it flatters me or where it ages me? 3. The fix volume at the cheeks and jawline. Here's the good news. The solution is simple. Instead of creating height on top, bring the fullness lower, where your face naturally needs a little lift. At 50 and beyond, the cheeks lose some plumpness and the jawline softens. By adding gentle volume around these areas, you create the illusion of firmness and youth. Fullness at the cheeks makes the face look brighter, more open, and balanced. Soft curve at the jawline frames the face like a graceful collar, hiding what you want hidden while adding femininity. Think of it this way. Crown volume is like shining a spotlight in the wrong corner of a stage. Cheek and jawline volume is like lighting the model beautifully so her best features glow. 4. Easy at-home techniques. You don't need a salon appointment to get this right. A few small tweaks at home make all the difference. Medium rollers. After blow drying until slightly damp, roll a few sections around the cheeks and jawline. 10 minutes later, you'll have natural, flattering lift. Round brush and blow dryer. Curl the ends inward or outward while drying so the hair softly frames the face. Hidden back combing. Instead of teasing at the crown, gently backcomb the layers underneath near the cheeks for natural body. Skip the heavy hairspray. Let your hair move. The most youthful volume is the kind that breathes. These steps take just minutes but instantly make your style look softer, fuller, and more modern. 5. The message youth comes from balance, not excess. The beauty of being 50, 60, and beyond isn't about clinging to the past. It's about refining your look so it reflects the vibrant, confident woman you are today. Natural, balanced lift is like subtle makeup. It enhances but never overwhelms. So instead of holding on to stiff, high crowns from decades past, try a softer, more graceful approach. You'll notice people don't think, she changed her hair. They'll simply think, wow, she looks amazing. The real problem isn't always the cut or the color. It's holding onto the same exact style for 10, 15, even 20 years. No matter how pretty it once was, a frozen hairstyle reflects the past, not the present. That's why in the next part, we'll talk about something even more important, keeping your look updated. Not chasing trends, but refreshing your hair in a way that feels current, so your style evolves right alongside you. Updating your style, it's not about chasing trends, it's about refreshing yourself. One thing I hear all the time from women who sit in my chair is, I've had this haircut since I was 35. Everyone used to say it looked great on me, so I just kept it. And at first glance, that makes sense. If it worked before, why change it? But here's the catch. Now she's 55 or 60. And while that style once highlighted her beauty, today it often acts like a time machine. Instead of reflecting the amazing woman she is now, It pulls people's eyes back to who she used to be. That's the silent trap so many women fall into, holding on to the same hairstyle for decades, not realizing it slowly makes them look outdated. 1. Hair is like fashion. Would you wear the same dress for 20 years? Imagine you had a gorgeous dress that turned heads when you were 30. Would you still wear that exact same dress, to work, to dinner, to parties, for the next 2 decades? Of course not. Why? Because time changes things, your body changes, your taste changes. And yes, the world around you changes too. Hair is no different. It's not just a cut, it's a style statement. It tells the world who you are today. And when you keep the same look forever, people can see it. You're living in yesterday's image instead of today's. In other words, an old hairstyle can unintentionally turn you into a nostalgia version of yourself, a beautiful picture, but one that's fading with time. 2. Updating doesn't mean chasing trends. A lot of women worry, if I change my hair, am I going to look like I'm desperately trying to look younger? That's a valid concern. But here's the truth. Refreshing your style is not about chasing fads. You don't need to dye your hair purple or chop it into a pixie just because it's trendy. Updating simply means refreshing, like adding a new scarf to your favorite outfit or swapping out old shoes for a pair that feels modern and fun. It's not about losing elegance. It's about showing the world the vibrant woman you are right now, confident, grown, and still full of life. 3. Small tweaks, big difference. You don't need a total makeover to look current. Tiny adjustments can completely shift your vibe. Add a light fringe. Wispy bangs or soft layers near the cheekbones instantly soften and freshen your look. Go 1 shade lighter. No need for a wild color. Just brighten around the face with a touch of honey or caramel. It's like putting on a necklace that lights up your skin. Switch up your styling routine. If you always blow it pin straight, try a soft bend at the ends. If you've parted in the middle forever, move it slightly off-center. Instant change, 0 risk. Consider a modern length. If your long hair feels heavy, try a shoulder-length lob. Still feminine, still graceful, but so much lighter and more current. These little tweaks aren't about erasing your age. They're about saying, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm not stuck in yesterday. 4. A fashion designer's perspective. In fashion, I always say, the best outfit is the one that reflects who you are today. The same rule applies to your hair. You don't need to cling to who you were 20 years ago, and you don't need to copy what 20-year-olds are doing now. What you need is a style that tells your story today, the story of a woman who's lived, grown, and knows exactly what she wants. Because at this stage, your hair isn't just about looking good. It's about showing that you choose to evolve, that you're not fighting time, you're flowing with it with confidence. A refreshed hairstyle, even with the smallest update, says loud and clear, I'm still discovering new joys. I'm not stuck in the past. I'm radiant right here, right now. So, updating your style isn't about trends or reinvention. It's about renewal, gentle, elegant, and true to who you are. And this brings us to the heart of it all. Hair isn't just an accessory. It's connected to how you feel about yourself, your confidence, and your presence in the world. That's exactly what we'll explore in the final section, Part 6, Hair, Confidence, and Lifestyle. Hair, confidence, and lifestyle. Here's something I want you to hold on to. Your hair isn't just hair. It's not just strands of keratin on your head. It frames your face. It's a silent language that reveals how you see yourself, and it's often the very first thing people notice about you. When we reach our 50s and 60s, the biggest shift isn't simply that we're getting older. It's that we start asking ourselves, how much time do I have left to live as my true self? And in that moment, your hair can become more than style. It can become a symbol, a way of saying you're still moving forward, confident, elegant, and unapologetically yourself. 1. hair and confidence. Think about the last time you changed your hair, even just a little. Did you notice how you stood taller, how your eyes lit up, how your smile came easier? That's not a coincidence. That's confidence waking up inside you. When you feel good about how you look, you want to step out more, connect more, try new things. And here's the best part. That spark doesn't come from expensive makeup or a fancy wardrobe. It often starts with something as simple as a fresh hairstyle. 2. Hair and presence. In fashion, I've always believed style fades, but presence lasts. And hair is the bridge between how you look on the outside and how you carry yourself on the inside. A hairstyle that feels heavy, outdated, or neglected can make you seem tired even if you're not. But hair that feels light, fresh, and cared for tells the world, this woman is alive, vibrant, and fully here. Presence has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with how you choose to show up. 3. Hair and lifestyle. Finally, your hair often reflects how you live. A woman who takes the time to refresh her style usually also takes time for herself, for joy, for health, for meaningful connections. On the flip side, when hair is neglected, it can be a sign that you've been putting yourself last, giving all your energy to others instead of to yourself. Now, I'm not saying hair is everything, but it's a powerful starting point. Because once you make that small change, you'll notice it spilling into other parts of your life. My friend, hair may not turn back time, but it can give you a fresh start at any age. At 50, 60, or beyond, you don't need to chase the look of your 20s. You simply need to be the most confident, radiant version of yourself today. Think of your hair as your ally. Let it reflect your confidence, your elegance, and your courage. The courage to keep living fully, to refresh yourself, and to shine at every stage of life. And if you're listening right now feeling that little spark, that nudge to make a change, even a small one, remember this, you're not alone. Thousands of women at this stage of life are also rediscovering their spark. That's exactly why I created Bold After 50, a place where we can celebrate this season of life together, with confidence, style, and joy. If today's message resonated with you, give this video a like. It lets me know it spoke to your heart. Don't forget to subscribe to Bold After 50 and join the growing community of women choosing to live boldly, beautifully, and fearlessly after 50. And I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your story or your questions. I promise this is a safe space and I'm here to listen. Remember, age isn't a limit. It's a reminder that you deserve to live more beautifully, more confidently than ever. And sometimes, every big transformation begins with something small, like a new hairstyle,